Hi, Dr. Ekman. Given the better resolution we have about ourselves, are you, this is a little bit of a stretch of a question, are you optimistic about how we will behave collectively, especially in light of the rate at which we burn through resources? And also, one comment, you know the TED Talk? There was one talk about the paradox of choice. I don't know if you saw that one.
No, I didn't see that one. I think the most important problem of our age is how to develop compassion on a global level, where our concern is for the welfare of total strangers. We saw some of it with the tsunami. Some people, but certainly not everyone, without any prodding, tried to do something to help people who are suffering of a different race and a different religion who they might never see again and never get any benefit from that help. You can view most of the late 19th and 20th century as a time when individualism, I take care of me and mine, worked. But it doesn't anymore. The Buddhist notion, I should say I am not a Buddhist, but the Buddhist notion of interdependence, I think, fits very well with what we know about what is in our genes, which is in 95% of the time that we are on this planet, we live in small cooperative groups and couldn't survive without that cooperation. So we have not just a family, but we have a village. But we have to extend it to the world, or our children and grandchildren for certain are going to inherit a very damaged planet. And so the question is how, and there are a lot of people thinking about this, and no one I know has the answer. How do we, in this next generation, make a global compassion the norm?
So I'll go back to this issue of why consciousness matters, and you can think about all of the major problems facing humanity today. Think of all of them. And you can begin to see a root cause. And it has to do with some kind of flawed relationship. It's a flawed worldview. It assumes dominance over the physical world, or it assumes, so we think about, you know, the starvation of children, and we know we have plenty of food to feed them. What's wrong? There's a limited worldview here. There's something in consciousness. You know, you can think about violence in inner cities. What's happening with those kids that are, you know, deciding to shoot out the high school? There's something about the consciousness there that ultimately is leading to certain kinds of behaviors and certain kinds of practices. So as we can begin to turn the lens less from all of that exploration of outer space and all those ways in which we can measure and accumulate, and begin to turn the lens toward a really deep appreciation for the qualities and capacities that live within us, then we can begin to articulate better questions and ultimately to make better decisions that hopefully will lead to the kind of pro-social outcomes that His Holiness calls for, and in fact most of the world's wisdom traditions speak to, is the capacity for us to transform in ways that ultimately enhance our interconnects.